What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? I'm sitting here with the Rizzler, Rampage Jaxxon.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler. The way you were putting those moves on cheese yesterday at your taco party was insane. You had him chopped up like a little guacamole tableside. What?
Come on, man.
No? Okay. And we got the hardest hitting, one of the rising superstars. I honestly want to say probably one of my top 5 favorite fighters right now. And I think everybody knows why. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Malcolm!
Hey, I think you one of his favorite fighters right now because you look like Tyson Beckford and shit. That's why he had a crush on Tyson.
So he got a crush on me, and that's why I'm his favorite fighter. I mean, if that put me in top 5, I'm cool with it. It is what it is, homie.
I just tell you that's how Bear works, bro. I don't know why he like
T.I.
Who, me? That's because we from the South.
You got the T.I. You got the T.I. accent.
Yeah. You from Atlanta?
I'm from Augusta. It's 2 hours from Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
So
like Masters?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
That's the greatest
706
golf course in America. The most prestigious golf course of all time.
For real?
Masters. Yes,
everybody
Augusta,
know about
Georgia.
it.
Everybody know about that.
I don't like that name though.
The Masters?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But nah, it's that exclusive though. Like, it's people that been in Augusta all their life that still ain't seen the golf course.
Okay, but think
It's
about
like,
the
Can't
name.
even take a phone in there.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's like that.
I don't understand what's wrong with the name.
I know you don't understand what's wrong with the name.
No, I'm being serious. It's a golf tournament called the Masters.
Thank you. Hey, since
You know, Tiger Woods won it hella times though, so shout out to him.
Oh, shout out to
shout out
Tiger.
to him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shout out to
is
Rampage
your
dressed up
cousin?
like a strawberry
Tiger
shortcake
Woods,
today.
people think he is. But nah, that ain't my fam. Nah.
Yeah, your fam.
No.
People ever mistake you for his son or somebody?
Nah, I get Benson Henderson a lot though.
Oh yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
I've been getting that all my life. I've been getting that all my
I
life.
would have never said that. Now I see it. You look like Benson.
You can't unsee it now.
Yeah.
Oh my! I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
First, I was seeing T.I. just without the beanie.
Yeah.
Without him going.
Man, he
with
don't look
Rihanna.
nothing like T.I.
He looked exactly like T.I.
Well, I don't remember.
The way he talked. T.I. was on.
I'm good with it. Hey, T.I., I got respect for T.I. I take it.
2002 to 06, T.I.'s run was incredible.
It was.
Are you kidding me with the T.I.
Yeah.
songs? That was one of the most legendary runs in rap music.
And his movie ATL, iconic.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Iconic,
God.
bro. All
ATL
us
was
in
insane.
Augusta was
Yeah.
in love with it. We was all
ATL
roller
was
skating
insane.
and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Bro, he had every song.
Is this the one with Big Boy in there too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I got it.
It was good, bro. He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
2003 to 2008. Remember this song?
Yeah.
You know about this music. You were too old.
Wow.
What'd you guys listen to? Run,
them bangers,
Master
bro.
DMC.
Hey, DJ Paul.
You like 3 6 Mafia?
Yeah, Juicy J. Yeah.
Juicy J, yeah,
Paul,
for
Wait,
sure.
you listened to 3 6 Mafia?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You know they from Memphis.
Project Pat, man. He's one of the best rappers in the world.
Okay, time out. Before we go into this, did you really listen to 3 6 Mafia?
Grew up listening to him.
Yeah.
See, I got a whole new level of respect for you.
Yeah,
I thought you were
I'm from
listening to
Memphis.
Britney
I'm from
Spears.
Memphis. Oh,
and said
okay,
it
okay.
again, because you're from Orange County.
Britney Spears?
Yeah.
I had smashed though back in the day,
That's
like
crazy.
15 years ago. But now, you know,
You smashed her?
I said I would have.
You did, huh?
No, I
Yeah,
ain't,
you
I
did.
ain't never
During
met
the
her.
18 movie.
I ain't never met
Yeah, you
Britney.
did.
I ain't never met Britney
Oops, I
Spears.
did it again.
Hey,
Rampage
hey, brother,
Jaxxon.
I'm gonna tell you something. I love your knockout of the year, huh? Put this watch on.
Oh!
It's not even out yet.
The JX2.
The JX2, baby.
Wow, with the open face, case
Yeah.
back. That's the new JX2. That is one of our most prestigious watches that we just came out with. It's got the brand new rubber strap. Hey, David, you want to come in here and size it? Make sure he all good. We got to make sure
this
you
is
fresh.
crazy.
Hey,
This
no
is
joke.
clean.
All joking aside, bro, you are
bro.
one of the most rising prominent stars in the UFC. The way you've been composed, the way you've been fighting, the way you've been doing your interviews, everything about you, bro, it's been incredible. Me and Rampage have been a big fan.
Thank
Me,
you
at
so
least,
much.
You know?
I was about to say, nah, you called me back when I did my Contender Series fight. Like, you called me from the whip. I was on FaceTime with my manager, and he was telling me that he had love. Sent me a care package. I still got the silver chain at the house.
That's how it starts.
He been
off.
showing me love long time ago.
That's how it starts off.
Long time ago. This is hard right here, bro.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Just
man.
so
I
we're all
appreciate that.
clear, for the people at home who don't understand, I know fighting. And sometimes I play dumb so Rampage could dress up like a strawberry shortcake and get some jokes off. But when I watched him win his first fight on the Contender Series, he was so calm in the center of that octagon. It reminded me of Rampage and Pride. Hey, nobody could push you back. You know, that's one thing I love about Rampage.
Yeah.
You can't push him back.
Yeah.
And then you were able to just kind of fake knee, step back, bang.
Dang.
That's where, oh my, show everybody how you do it. Show us.
Yeah.
Show us right here. You don't actually got to hit me. But what's this legendary move?
So it starts right here, man, and it starts boom with that kick. And when you do your arms like that, and I fake here, boom.
Okay, so first you set him up.
Yep. I gotta get the respect off the body first.
Rampage, can I do it to you?
No, fuck off. Hey, so everybody's gonna be when they know you. You know they're going to fight. They're going to be training for that, but which is I think is a beautiful thing because either they got to take that kick or they got to take the punch.
Right.
So there's no, or they got to, there's no way around it, or they got to flee, get out the way.
I was about to say, I don't want to expose myself too much, but if you really, I got a knockout with a right hook in all 3 of my most recent fights. But the first one was from orthodox. It was a switch stance right hook. The second one was from southpaw when he entered. I countered him when he entered, and the third one, I created the opening from orthodox. I threw the roundhouse and then I switched stance into the lead right hand. So like, even if they game plan for any of them, man, I done show that I can land that shot. Whether they coming at me, whether I got to create the opening, you know what I mean? I can do it a lot of ways.
Yeah,
my bag get deeper.
Yeah, you and Barrett got something kind of in common. Y'all both can go both ways.
100% I do.
Here's a different type of way, though.
I've been training. I train differently, but I love fighting. I ain't as skilled as you guys, but if I got to go both ways, I'll do it to get the job done.
I believe
Rampage knows. I've been training, but I'm not at your guys' level yet. But I've been training.
David,
come here real quick.
That's right.
David,
He coming.
David, real quick.
Show what you've been learning. He been training.
Hey, yo, Malcolm. Can I call you Killer Machine?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
What do they call you? What's
Walla. They call me Walla.
Walla? Like
Walla.
Wallaberry?
W-A-L-L-A.
W-A-L-L-A.
Walla.
Where did that come from?
It was my rap name a long time ago, bro.
That's his name, man. Don't be trying to change. Don't be trying to change his
Don't
name.
change nobody, Rampage. So David, stand in front of me. David from the hood. So David knows how to get stand in front of me. Hands up like Canelo. Good. He got the Mexican style. So I like to do this, right?
Yep.
This is what Coach Yogi been teaching me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to push this down.
Yep.
He thinks this is going to come over.
Yep.
Right? So he does that. Watch. So I push this down. He comes up over the top. He tried to beat me. Boom to the body. Boom to the uppercut. Boom. I hit him with the Mortal Kombat. Finish him. And I'm out here.
Hey, David. I pay him back for that later.
All right.
Hey, tell me right now, who hits harder, Bear or the Tortas?
Where's he
Oh, man.
Where did he fight from? The Tortas.
The Tortas.
Yeah, where they fight from?
They what Santa Ana?
What are they good or no?
They're good. They bum.
Let's get some sparring with them. I'll show them how I get down.
All right.
Yeah.
Invite
I'm
some
different.
Tortas to come.
You sound like you about the business, bro. I like that.
I'm different. They used to call me Gordita Crunch growing up. I was all about the business.
That was up, bro.
Yeah, they used to call Rampage, what they call you, Chalupa?
No, they call me King Kong Ding Dong in college.
Oh my God.
How you get that name? You buy a lot of ding dongs?
Yeah.
Eat big?
Yeah.
Okay, so you from Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. Yes,
You
sir.
got good energy, good aura. How old are you?
I'm 31. Just turned 31 2 weeks ago.
Man, he's just a little bit younger than you.
I know you young, but you look great.
Yeah.
You look in
Thank
way
you.
better shape.
Thank you.
You on the peptides?
Nah, I ain't
got
on
great
none of
skin.
that.
He all
bro.
natty. He all natty.
All natty.
I'm blessed,
You gotta get the
dog.
skin routine to Rampage. Keep you looking young. He about the same age as you.
Man, I'm twice his age.
Hey, you ain't?
I'm almost 60.
Definitely older, yeah. For
No,
sure.
you're
You ain't
not.
almost 60.
I'm almost
No,
60.
you're 48.
I'm not even 48 yet, motherfucker.
You're not?
No. I'll be 47.
You look good, though.
You doing good, dog.
Thank you, bro.
You
Thank
doing
you, bro.
good,
Yeah,
bro.
hey, honestly, Rampage, can I tell you something before we continue this? I'm very proud of you. Because even though you don't have a fight, you're back in here training, good dad to your kid, holding taco parties. Like, you still in the mix. And not a lot of people could do that.
I'm just living life.
Oh,
I do what I gotta do to be a dad. You a dad? Yeah.
Just had my first baby on May 19th, 3
oh,
weeks
congrats.
old.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a Gemini.
Right before the Gemini.
Oh,
I
when-
think Gemini started on the 20th, and he was born on the 19th. Yeah, I'm a Gemini.
Oh, you a Gemini?
So, yeah,
When's your birthday?
June 4th.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
Gemini.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A
Gemini-
lot of goats is Geminis, man. Yeah.
What they say about Geminis?
We the best.
Oh,
They
you
say we
DJ
got two
Khaled.
sides too. They say we got a good side
Yeah,
and a bad
yeah.
side.
He got two sides for
Yeah,
sure.
that's what they say.
He got two
Yeah,
sides for
It's
sure.
it's two of me for real.
Yeah.
You got the side
I
we
feel
all
the
see,
same
and then
way.
the side Sean Rez sees. He
You
for
said what now?
What? Nothing. I
That's
was just-
crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy right here.
He's something else, dog.
Hey, Atlanta, Georgia in the house.
Augusta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia?
Augusta, Georgia.
Same thing or no?
Nah, not
Okay.
the same thing. Augusta is a little bit more country, I guess you can say. Not super country. It's like a little Atlanta, but Atlanta like is where a lot of the money at. It's where it's like
Magic
super
City.
busy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where rappers be at. That's where everybody from Augusta want to be in Atlanta. You know what
You
I'm saying?
grew up on a farm?
Nah, bro.
Why you look at me like that when I ask? You just said it was country.
why you
Now
like
you
him?
know-
But listen, when I say country, I don't mean like agriculture.
I'm
I
sorry
mean
about
like culture. Like
Like
we
Nelly,
sound
country
more.
grammar.
The way we cook, the way we treat each other. You know what I mean? The way we talk, it's a little bit more country.
It's like Memphis.
Atlanta more fast paced and city like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Atlanta, they don't even claim that they from the South.
Nah,
A lot of people from Atlanta like, I'm
Atlanta's
from the South,
Atlanta.
from Atlanta. Yeah. Like, nah, you
Okay,
ain't
Georgia.
Type. Yeah. That's closer to Atlanta. Yeah, for sure.
You ever been in Georgia?
Yeah, I've been in Atlanta. learn like where not to smash girls, and Atlanta's on my list. Don't
outrageous.
smash on girls.
That's low-key smart. That's smart, though.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
smart, because it's crazy
Miami,
out there.
Give me the list.
Miami,
That's
and
good,
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those
They
fast-paced cities, and it get wicked out there.
So
yeah.
where's your favorite place to smash?
Japan.
Oh, we know that.
That's I did not expect to hear that. That's crazy. What about Japan you like so much?
Man, I just love it, and it's always been all gravy out there. It's like
You like Japanese women, or you like being in Japan?
both.
Okay.
I
So
like
it's a
being
win-win.
I like being in Japanese women and in Japan.
Understood.
I like them both.
Understood. Yeah, for sure.
No, you ain't never been to Japan,
Man, this is my first time in California.
bro. You look like you was born in Japan.
That's because my granddaddy was in the Vietnam War, and that's where he got his old lady at. So me and all my family, we mix.
Oh, so are you? So you're not
Black and Vietnamese.
Are you like mixed blood?
Yeah.
But
Black and
both your
Vietnamese.
parents are black.
Nah. So
No,
my
listen what
mama, my mama is half black, half Vietnamese,
No.
and my daddy black.
Oh, okay.
So I got I'm technically like a quarter Vietnamese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You speak any Vietnamese?
Absolutely not.
No.
No.
Give him some words. Rampage loves Vietnamese girls.
I don't know.
You got to learn how to say it first.
Hey, Rampage, let me tell you something about Rampage.
Yeah.
First time I met him, 20 years old, he was in a Vietnamese Thai shop. Little Thai.
He don't even know what it's called. Vietnamese coffee shop.
What's it called? Thai shop?
Coffee shop.
Well,
Have you ever been to a
Thai
Vietnamese coffee
massage
shop?
in a Vietnamese coffee shop.
I mean, I've been like Vietnamese restaurants. They got
But you
like
never been to-
bakeries
you
and
never been
boba tea.
How long I'll take you to a Vietnamese coffee shop today.
Oh, you will love it.
Yeah.
Believe me, your
Look
wife
up.
will
Yeah.
not
The
love
best
it,
coffee.
but you will love it.
Y'all got me weak.
No, the best coffee.
No.
For sure, for
Rampage,
sure.
you walk into one of these shops. First of all, it's like going in there with Elvis. So
Okay.
they all know him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
he a
be
regular.
he walking with stacks. Everybody gets it. Okay.
man.
Then he sits down like John Gotti. A girl starts rubbing his feet. A girl brings him tea. Another girl starts rubbing his. Bro, he a legend in these coffee shops.
Okay.
Any coffee shop from here to Westminster to Santa Ana, all the way down back to Newport,
His name
Rampage has
ring
been in
bells.
there. He in the Hall of Fame of Vietnamese coffee shops.
Like this for real.
No,
I swear to God, swear on everything.
No, you don't believe shit he say. But
Not to that extent,
No.
but you is like that's your thing though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one place where people don't bother me. People don't ask me for pictures. You can't take pictures in there.
Of course not. Everybody half naked. How they gonna take photos in there? It's crazy. Man.
Yeah. It's-
Hey, I was 20 years old. First time I went to a meeting with him.
Yeah.
And my dad had to wait outside because everybody was naked. I told Pops, yo, you gotta chill outside. Me and Rampage gotta handle business. I walked in with my little briefcase. Dude was in there with 3 girls on his lap. They was all naked, making him
Oh, it's really like that?
Yeah, for real. I go to use the
Nah.
restroom. I come back and he's sucking a titty.
Oh my God.
I was doing
Yeah,
what? I was doing what?
Yeah, he was sucking a titty.
You walk out, you come back,
Why
he
would
get
I,
active.
why would I want to suck your titty?
No, it wasn't my titty.
Oh
titty?
my goodness, bro.
Let's see.
Killer Machine, can I ask you a question?
What up?
You know when you're in the center of the octagon, you have no choice but to strike, and then you just literally end these people's career.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I feel like every time I walk in this podcast. I gotta fight for my life, right? Like I'm in here.
Hey, yeah, the camera's rolling, you under the lights. It's
I'm under
high
the
pressure.
lights. I got Steve
Yeah.
Bay making jokes going over my head.
Yeah,
And now I'm
yeah.
the cream of some guy, and then it's like,
yeah,
that
I
video
done
went
seen
viral.
them. I done seen them, bro. Yeah.
Can you
that
imagine that? I'm over here being so serious. I have all these notes for Steve Bay, and I'm like,
And they over here weak. Why you digging a hole, bro?
killer.
Yeah.
I'm like this. I'm like cream of some guy. I'm going through all my notes. I
done
never
seen it,
wasn't
bro.
prepped for that.
I done seen it, bro.
God damn it. I wasn't
Golly.
prepped for the.
You gotta go back and watch footage. Get right.
Yeah, I'm like cream.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you a question. How did you get your start in this whole fighting world? Because you literally came on the Contender Series out of just this Dana White Contender Series. You came in out of nowhere and just put on an absolute clinic. And I remember I was literally, this is a true story. I was literally driving. I was watching it. I had Jacob and Jason House with me. And Jason House was like, yo, we gotta watch this fight tomorrow. My kid we just signed, he's a phenomenal fighter. He's gonna be a monster. And dude, you just went in there and you did not care. Whether that was your plan or not, it looked like you had something to execute. You did it, and it was flawless. And so I remember telling her, I'm like, yo, we got to FaceTime him right now. I need that guy on the brand.
Yeah.
That kid's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a world champion one day. He's going to be, you had this like Mighty Mouse edge to you where you're funny, but everybody knows you're still a killer. But then you turn it on. It kind of like vintage McGregor. I'm not comparing you to him, but the way you're able to have this persona, but then you turn it on.
Man, you know, to be honest, bro, I really feel like I just got a lot of God-given gifts. I mean, like, striking came natural to me. I ain't been fighting as long as a lot of people that I compete against. You know, the way I move, my power, all of it just works together to where I'm able to find these knockouts and make these reads in real time. And then, like, I know you was talking about, like, you know, being able to turn it on and turn it off. Like, you know, I like to think, like, I'm a pretty, like, you know, cool guy, nice guy, funny guy. But, like, when the bell ring, bro, I'm in a killer mode. And even when I knock guys out, like, I don't even get excited. Like, you know, I'm still in that murderous kind of energy, you know?
That's that Gemini. That's that Gemini, man.
That's the Gemini.
That reminds me of you. That reminds me
of you. Yeah.
How come you never really celebrated after you knock people out? You do a little of this.
I do a howl.
No, but like you kind of have the same persona like this. He is the same persona. Like you guys kind of really don't. It's not like that, you know.
I don't know, man. It's like you know, I that's where I get my highs from winning, knocking people out, getting the referee to pull me off, and then it's just on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't live in that moment. I never fought for fame or glory or anything like that. So you know, the howl is the emotion. You know, it's like a laugh or it's like a cry. You know, and I knock him out and I howl. But I go back and watch some of my fights now since he been playing the shit, and I was like, I thought powerbomb Marona. I didn't howl. I'm thinking, why didn't I howl? Because normally it's like a release. But then I thought about that fight. That was my only time ever losing my temper in a fight. So my emotion was all over the place. And so it's just you know, it's an emotional thing.
So let me ask you this, because I ain't got to the point yet where I fought anybody where I've been emotionally invested in it or nobody really flustered me yet. You know what I mean? So like, I know you said that was the first fight you actually got your emotions involved. Is it easy for you to separate the emotions beforehand and actually in the cage when people are like nagging at your little antics and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Because me, I normally don't bring emotions into it. Like I normally get more upset in sparring than my fights, because I know it's business. I know it's like it's typically not personal.
Right.
It's you versus me. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in sparring, I have to really control my temper in sparring.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like sparring, like is
it like bad sparring etiquette?
Yeah, sometimes bad. Yeah,
that's the thing for me. Yeah. People doing like bad stuff, like throwing spinning wheel kicks, or like taking advantage of you being nice, stuff like that. But I don't see, for me though, like in sparring, when people do stuff like that, I don't necessarily get like emotional in a visible way, but like I just start putting it on the shots. Like you already know what time it is, and it's I don't feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I always do that. I let them go hard first.
Yep.
Because I don't want to feel like the bully. As soon as I was like, all right, I tell them, all right, I'm gonna go as hard as you go.
Exactly.
Then I try to knock them out.
That's right, me too. Hey, I get in trouble for it all the time. My coaches hate it, bro.
Oh,
but I tell you what, like it's always that same thing where it's like somebody else makes that first move, and I might try to give them a pass or two, but after a while, it's like, okay. You know.
What do you think about this right here? The way Rampage was able to mount his training partner yesterday in the ring.
Oh, that's my son.
Oh, that's your son. Okay.
Hey, shout out to you for making that content, bro. My little brother was just telling me about that content before I came on his podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was saying he loved that stuff, man.
Oh, yeah, my son, you know, he's a fighter and stuff now. But this is payback. He hit me in the nuts.
Is he vegetarian or vegan? Which one?
He's vegan.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. But he said he's not. I didn't know this until recently. He's not full vegan because he eats honey and stuff like that. He said,
because vegan is all animal products.
Yeah, they want. Yeah, because he's not vegan because of his belief of what they do to animals or something like that. You know, he loves animals, but that's not why he's vegan. You know how some vegans.
What's his motivation for living like that?
He said that he thinks it makes him feel better. But I said, ain't nothing wrong with that. I said, but I don't see how you can fight. I don't see how you can fight. And then I was with Bobby Green yesterday. He said he vegan, but he eat eggs. Eggs. He eat eggs.
Bro, what?
Man, I'm verbal type.
How did you slip up and say that, bro?
Bro, that's crazy that you would do that to Bobby Green.
Outrageous.
Wait, are you in the jacuzzi with your pants on? The orange pants you're making fun of all day?
No, that's shorts.
Bro, that's crazy. Don't tell me you're in the jacuzzi.
Why are you watching my live stream?
Wait, is Dean the Great DDG? Who is that?
Yeah. The reason why I had that verbal typo because I was making fun of my son for eating.
Why are you wearing pants in a jacuzzi?
Those Nike shorts, bro.
Bro, that's crazy that you're wearing
They match my shirt.
That's are you in a jacuzzi with Ken Baby and he's petting a dog?
No, that's Lloyd. It's not Ken Baby.
Oh my God.
I'm in there with a bunch of girls. Everybody's in there.
Who's that, Bobby Green?
That's Bobby Green.
How you like streaming? Like, since you've been doing this so
much? It's fun. I love
it.
Yeah. I laugh all the time.
What's it like being at a party with Bobby Green?
Bobby Green is lit, man. Bobby Green he's
I bet he is. I bet he's who he is in front of a camera, off of a camera. Ain't he?
100% of the time.
I can guarantee
He's one of the realest, man.
Yeah, I can guarantee that.
Hey, is it true that you're working a full job while you're fighting in the UFC?
Yeah. Well, I quit after my very first fight because I got the $50,000 bonus. But before that, I was still working full-time construction. Yeah, pipe fitter and welder.
You got them 50,000, like fuck that job,
bro. That Monday morning I went in, I had sweatpants and a hoodie on. They knew what time it was though. You know what I mean? All them was rooting for me. So I got that bonus. I chilled with them for a second, got my tools and got out of there.
Bro,
went back.
That feeling, bro. I remember that feeling when I quit my job. I was fighting in Pride. I was doing bouncing at the Vietnamese bars and shit, man. I wasn't making shit though, bro.
Yep.
$40 a night. And I only work like 3-4 nights a week, bro. I was broke as fuck.
Yeah, bro.
I know that's a good feeling. Huh?
Right before I made it to the UFC, and even after Contender Series, bro, like, bro, the past 2 years of my life, money was tight, bro. It was real tight. And I went through a lot. I got cars repossessed. I fell behind on my mortgage payment. I had to file for partial claims. Like, it was tough. And then when I knocked out Cameron Simon, bro, money started rolling in and ain't been the same since, bro.
That's good. You've been smart with it, though, huh?
Yeah, that my management got me, bro. They good people. They good people. But also, the fact that I'm 31, the fact that I done went broke before, like, the fact that I had to work for my money all my life, like, I know that if I go and be stupid with it, it's consequences that come with it.
Yeah, but be careful who you trust too. Cause I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Early on in my career, my manager was the one that was fucking me. So
really,
yeah, they become real good friends.
He's with Jacob and Jason House, two of the best guys in the game.
Oh yeah, he with the right people. I'm just
But
saying.
you done been through that before.
I've been through
the
that
Don
before.
King, like
That's
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a good story. I feel like a lot of people, they don't have good people like Jason and Jacob around them. Like,
they too good to me.
Yeah, they're good people. I love those guys. Yeah.
Why don't you talk to us though about that? How does a fighter kind of control the environment around them?
It's not only like the fighters, but it happens to a lot of athletes, especially ones that most of us that come from nothing and we don't have financial education. And a lot of times people coming at you, anybody's gonna rip you off, they ain't gonna come at you like an asshole, a dick. They gonna come at you like a friend. Like these guys like father figures, like big brothers and stuff like that. And then you start trusting them because you want to just focus on your career, on your craft. You start trusting them and shit, and then next thing you know, these motherfuckers like got new cars, new houses and shit. I'm like, how you?
So let me ask you this though, because like I'm the same way. Like, you know, my dad, he passed away when I was super young, when I was like 3 years old. So like I ain't have a dad. So like all my life, I was finding big brothers, father figures, and like that's what made me like the gym I'm at right now, bro. Like I call Pops because he's like a dad to me, right? And that's why I can't never go nowhere. But like I also feel like my experience, like in like street life before that, gave me a good radar on like how to read people. Like, did you feel like you had that ability to read people and they still got past that?
Yeah. I got I got the ability to read people, but the problem is, like I said, like you let your guard down when I don't like to be in training camp. I don't like to be in a fight thinking about my finances. That'd be the last thing. That'd be the last thing on my mind and shit.
What happened?
They fuck with the AC. They know I don't like it super cold in here, and he texted that motherfucker to change the AC.
Oh, that's like a hard no for you.
Got him. Never cut me off again during the podcast. All right, listen, I got to talk to you about some other stuff. Yeah. You okay now?
That's that Gemini, bro. You done got that second side out, dog. Now you got to deal with what come with it.
Man, he know. Man, it get too cold in here. My nose will start running. I don't know why. I must be low on vitamin D and zinc. That's probably what it is. I
bet you get a lot of D. We'll ramp that up.
We'll
ramp that back up. Yo, brother, I'm sure
he know how to bring it back.
He tried to
know how to bring it back.
Brother, hey, we'll ramp up that D real quick.
I know you would like to, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Bear? Wouldn't you?
All right, hey, talk to me about your training program. So where are you at in Georgia right now? How you training? How you getting ready for these fights? How you staying so sharp?
So I train in Augusta, Georgia at Fagler's MMA. It's the gym that I started at. You know what I mean? Same people that I started with. Same training partners that I had since day one. You know what I mean? They kind of are like the first generation of, you know, the professional MMA athletes in Augusta. There's no other MMA academy in Augusta that really even has a level close to ours. But I mean, that is what it is. You know, my coach Joel, he wrestled in college, so he got a good wrestling background. My coach Jake, his older brother, he's a 135er, first professional fighter out of our gym other than Pops. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, super good. And Pops, you know, he been doing Kempo, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, like since he was young. And he the one who started the school. So like he's like the mind behind breaking down like film and all that stuff like that. And we got other like jiu-jitsu coaches, wrestling coaches and stuff in the area we work with. So
these black folks?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah. I don't think none of my coaches black. I think all of them white.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
Did any of them fight in the UFC?
Bro, I'm the first. I'm the first to make it past like any local promotion.
Really?
Yeah, like Icon FC. When I made it Icon FC for Jorge Masvidal, like we thought I was doing big things. You know what I'm saying? So like when I got a Contender Series call, Bro, it ain't been nobody since Forrest Griffin out of Augusta. And half the people don't even know Forrest Griffin out of Augusta. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he ain't really tied into the community like that.
Yeah, that's why I moved out of the South, like, almost 25 years ago to come out here, because it wasn't just on and popping like that when I was there.
Yeah,
like, bro, we got a small group, bro.
You also helped shape the culture of MMA and OC. I don't think a lot of people understand when you came out here, like we talked about yesterday with your coach Giuliano, there was no gym that was centralized. There was no team. You had to build it. Like, I feel like that's kind of what's going on right now in Georgia.
Tito was getting it popping before, man. I joined Tito Ortiz's team.
Team Punishment?
Team Punishment. Tito was getting it popping and everything. You know, Tank Abbott was big, but he wasn't teaming up with people and stuff like that.
Where was Tank Abbott training out of?
I think he was training in Huntington Beach, but I don't know exactly where. I had all those years, I've never bumped into Tank Abbott until I think one day I bumped into him in the UFC somewhere in the elevator.
Wait, real quick on a side note, is this sushi story true about Tank Abbott on Main Street? Story. Someone told me about Tank Abbott and some sushi restaurant.
What happened?
That you were there and a manager basically banned all UFC fighters from.
No. That won't happen. So I was at some restaurant with my first nutritionist. Remember I told the lady that trained me did my nutrition for the Kevin Randleman fight. Yeah, and the waiter didn't know who I was. You know, I was fighting in Pride in Japan. Only hardcore people watch MMA back then, and she was like, I don't know why she did this. I hate when people do that. She was like, do you know who he is? He was like, no, I don't know who he is. I was trying to shut her up because that's.
She did that in front of you?
Yeah,
she was trying you.
She was my nutritionist, and the waiter for some reason. I don't know why she wanted the waiter. I can't remember why she wanted the waiter to know who I was. She's like, you know who it is? And I hate when people do that. And he's like, no, I don't know. He said he's an MMA fighter, and then the dude was like, I don't like MMA fighters. And then she was like, why? He said, oh, because an MMA fighter broke my neck.
Oh, my goodness.
She's like, what? Who? He said, Tank Abbott. I was like, damn.
Damn, okay. I
guess Tank Abbott got drunk one time or something.
No.
And based off what this guy could have been lying.
Yeah.
But he said Tank Abbott chased him around the bar or something. Tank Abbott was drunk and got a hold of him. And
that's crazy.
Slammed him or something and broke his neck.
That's crazy.
I heard stories and stuff like that, but Tank, now he's older and stuff, and he's a good guy. I trained with him and stuff when he was older, and I got to know him, and I always thought he was a good guy. But before that, I was like, I don't know if I want to meet Tank. Because, I don't like bullies and stuff like that. But that story, the guy could have been lying.
You never know.
I don't believe Tank would chase. Because the dude was a little pencil neck dude. He was seen like one of those guys. I don't think Tank would chase some little dude around the table.
Who did you watch growing up trying to get in the MMA scene? Who did you watch and look for to inspiration?
I ain't watch MMA until I got into it. Like, when I got into MMA is when I really started watching it. But before that, the only people I really knew was I knew who Anderson Silva was. I knew who John Jones was. I knew who you was because you ripped that damn door up. That was viral. Everybody knew about that. But other than that, I ain't really know too many athletes. And then Jorge Masvidal because he did the backyard fighting, But like I watched like highlight reels. I never watched like no full MMA fight ever until I got into the sport, and then that's when Conor McGregor was taking over.
Did you know who Kimbo Slice was? Did you watch him too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Kimbo was like the GOAT back then. You know what I mean? Yeah. Watching him do his crossover, like everybody was into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rest his soul. So yeah, man.
And when we look at like the kind of the climate of what the UFC is right now, do you kind of still look towards these older guys for inspiration, or do you kind of just look towards now like your own team? Because it must be unique training at a gym where no one's ever been in the UFC.
Yeah, man. I ain't really had too many opportunities. Like my trip out here was the first time I'd have met like as many athletes as I've met. I just saw Arman Saryukian. That was crazy. Meeting you, you know what I mean? Like seeing all the athletes here. This is one of the first opportunities I've had to meet a lot of these guys. I really ain't did no traveling to do cross training. So that's something that we want to get involved in. We want to learn as much as we can, bring as much as we can back to Augusta. But right now, honestly, it's still, the same team that got me where I'm at.
Yeah, I look at like kind of like the way you guys were able to build teams. At one point, you had guys like Chuck Liddell, Antonio McKee, Chuck Liddell. Tito Ortiz. You had all these guys in one room. I mean, we don't see that a lot anymore in the current state of MMA, except for like the bigger gyms, maybe like Eric Nixick and Extreme Couture.
Yeah, I think it might be a lot of. I'm all out of it now. I don't know what these guys doing, but I think a lot of them are grouping up and training with each other. I feel like that could be good and that could be bad. I never liked training with a whole bunch of people. I had like a stable like Czech Congo. I had to get to spar with Czech Congo because I remember when I had to fight Chuck Liddell for the second time. I had got knocked out by Vanderlei Silva like a couple fights before, and you probably never been knocked out before, and like sometimes you get kind of gun shy.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I need somebody bigger and stronger and tougher than me, because most time I spar people kind of timid to spar me.
Yeah.
But I needed somebody that wasn't going to be timid.
Yeah.
So I had met Sheckler at one of the UFC fights, and he was cool. He didn't speak English at this time, so I flew him out from France and said, hey man, I want to spar you. And me and him became like brothers, and Chet Congo been kicking the shit out of me ever since, and it got me over that, you know, saying that the gun shyness.
Yeah. So when you had partners that didn't want to spar with you, was it just the intimidation because who you was, or was you like accidentally like knocking people out?
No, sometimes people get knocked out, but
that's
like,
crazy.
but I wasn't.
Mayhem said he was
on
knocking
accident,
people out.
like he was knocking people out on accident. Low-key?
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, I mean, you big though, so yeah, that's for sure. And I mean, I
Mayhem
heard
said when they were sparring, he'd throw a few extra, never on purpose, but he just had power.
Yeah.
The guys would come into it.
Especially if they don't see it coming.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what happened a lot of times. Some people, you spar them and you don't know them, right? You just bring in sparring partners.
Yeah.
And if they see you fighting on TV, I don't know if you're getting this yet. They see you fighting on TV, they're gonna say, "This is my shot. Here's my shot." Because we all alphas in there, right? Bear don't know nothing about this yet because he a beta. Yeah. So you know, we all alphas in there. They want to see who's the biggest alpha, right? And so sometimes that's when people get knocked out or hurt because it's their first time sparring. And here's their shot to see what they can do.
Yeah.
But then this one guy. When I went back to Memphis and I trained, and this one guy was trying to knock me out. So I was like, whoa, chill. And he didn't chill. So I fucked him up. I hit him in the body. I broke his rib, right? And then I asked him, like, man, what was your problem, man? Why? He said, man, it was my one shot to see if I can knock you out. But he said, but you a pro. You should be able to take it.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I don't spar randoms no more because of that. Like, I used to be, I ain't gonna lie, when randoms come in, before I was like where I'm at, like I was one of the guys that was like, coach, let me get him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but, that was me. Yeah. But now, like, I can't afford to like break my hand on a random's face or like, you know what I mean? Fracture something because, I mean, I'm fighting for some real money now. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We got a good culture. We got some killers in there that like they get tossed around if they coming in and doing something.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I mean, our amateur team is stacked, bro. We got a lot of guys that's like, 3 to 5 fights in, middle to late amateur career, and I mean they're good. I mean they're next generation amateurs. Those guys are super good. And then we got some early pros in the team too. So our competition team, bro, is stacked. It's just we got to travel for fights. It's only one show that come to Augusta every summer. But nonetheless, we got a stacked team. So we got like 10 guys that if a random come off the street are all capable of, putting work on them. You know what I mean? It don't really have to get to as far as me.
So tell me about this. Like if a show came there to Augusta, you think it'd sell out if it's like a good little...
It just did.
Well, bro, I put it like this.
I'm not talking about the UFC. I'm talking about
in Augusta, Georgia. So we got a show called Conflict. They come to Augusta every summer. The last time I fought for Conflict as the main event, I personally sold $14,000 worth of tickets. So like, and that's, one out of like the 3 pro fights on the card, and all of us do a ton of numbers, you know what I mean? Like 10 grand in tickets and stuff like that. So it's a market there, especially with what I'm doing now. But we get like the Bell Auditorium downtown, like it's a huge auditorium. So sell it out.
How many people sitting there?
Over 1,000. It's a lot of people that come there. Yeah.
But what's the energy like having to fight in Georgia? Like this last weekend, you got to fight a UFC card in Georgia.
I wish I could have been there, bro. So I walked out to a song called "Oh Let's Do It" by Waka Flocka. He from Atlanta, and when the song dropped, bro, like you could just hear the whole place screaming. And like when they pulled the curtains and started counting down, the fans was like hanging over the rails and screaming like, "Malcolm, let's go!" And then like the commission, like they looked up and they looked back at me and they was like, "Oh, like." You like that?" I was like, yeah, we finna have some fun. And if you watch me when I walked out, bro, I was bouncing, I was bopping, I was turned. By the time I got to the cage, bro, my heart rate was up. You know what I mean? Because I was having so much fun. Like, it was electric when they called my name. Like, the crowd was going wild. I was throwing punches. If the punch missed, they were still, ooh, you know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, from the time I walked out to, when I knocked them out all the way to when I went back again, bro, it was like everybody had a blast. Like, it was a party, bro. It was a party. It was incredible. I wish I could fight in Atlanta every time.
Was that the first time you went to Atlanta in a long time or ever?
Nah, I mean, I don't go to Atlanta unless it's like a fight night.
But the UFC, have they had?
That's 6 years since they last went. Yeah, so like that's why.
yeah.
So that's why it was so much of a push to get me on it. Like after I won in Kansas City, which was like 7 weeks ago, I asked to be put on it, but like it just was not happening. And 11 days out, June 3rd, is when I got the phone call, and they was like, "Bro, Chris Mutino, like, will you fight him?" I'm like, "Yes, let's fight him." And like we got the fight signed.
You took the fight in 11 days.
11 days.
How much weight you had to cut?
A lot. A lot. I'm not even gonna lie. That was the toughest weight cut I've had. I used to fight at 125 like a long time ago in the amateurs, and outside of my 125 cuts, that was one of the hardest 135 cuts because it was just a lot of weight. You know what I mean?
And you still had the power to knock him out and everything.
That's right.
You must did the weight cut right and rehydrated right.
Yeah, well, first of all, the nutrition team, bro, from the Performance Institute, fantastic. We didn't have access to that kind of information when we was doing it locally.
You're talking about UCPI?
Yeah, so like having them and having the rehydration process right there in front of you, bro, it's so easy to get back in a good place. But you know, we've been cutting weight for a while now, so I'm in a
man.
good
But 11 days notice, man.
Here's the walkout. So this is Malcolm walking out on the Usman Buckley card this weekend in Georgia. Let's see what we got here.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Look at this intro video they played for you. Just nothing but KOs. That's got to make you feel some type of way, huh?
Yeah. Nah, they treated me good, bro. They treated me real good.
Oh yeah, I remember this guy right here now.
He famous for having a good chin, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put on a war against O'Malley, I believe it was. He just stood there and took like 50 punches.
What's up with his hairdos though? What's up with that?
I don't know. I guess that's his thing.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was tough when he went against O'Malley.
Yeah.
Over 300 significant strikes, bro.
The killing machine, dude. Look at this guy. Bro, it's crazy they put you against a guy like this who has a tough chin, knowing that you do nothing but a phenomenal KO.
That was the test.
On 11 days.
11 days.
That's
notice.
crazy. What, Rampage? That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But we had a bunch of matchups that fell through.
They don't
and that was why.
Or is that how it's supposed to be?
No, man.
Oh, why didn't he come out with the colored hair?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And where's his crew?
They trailing behind him.
Why he come out solo like that?
Why he running?
Y'all got me weak.
This guy already knew he was.
He did it his way.
Hey,
you
he already know he was gonna lose or something.
Well, hopefully it was 11-day notice for him too. That's probably why he had his
was.
hair. But you can get your hair done in 11 days.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, I had a different opponent 2 days before him, but that opponent ripped his knee and had to get surgery.
So he didn't have no time to get his hair
So
done.
like literally once we found out about the injury, he got the call the next day. And I got the call the same day. June 3rd, yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah, fast.
So he see it. So he double. Both of y'all got 11 days.
Yep.
Play the volume, Wayne. I love a little Waka Flocka. You ever met Waka Flocka?
No.
I just sent him a video right now. I said Malcolm going crazy to your song.
I used to date this Mexican girl. I called her Waka Flocka because every time I was smashed, it was going Waka Flocka, 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 Waka Flocka. So I like Waka.
Oh, you was hyped, huh?
Nah, I was turned.
Hey,
bro.
how much jitters do you get when you walk to the cage?
None. That's
None?
when they stop. I get jitters like in the locker room, rules meeting, but when it's time to walk and they drop my music, bro,
Thanks, Wayne.
I'm having a good time.
So, Rampage, what about you? How many jitters did you get when you would walk out?
No, it's before, yeah, but once you go out there,
you start walking, they gone.
Yeah.
What about warming up in the back?
Yeah, you get nervous.
A little bit, yeah. For me, it's like when I start moving in the back, that's when they kind of start going away. But like when I'm sitting there, I first get there, I'm laying down, trying to relax. Like that's when my heart rate's real strong. You know what I mean? And like I'm kind of feeling like the tingle. Do the rules meeting with the refs, a little tingle. But once I start moving around and once I get ready to walk, I listen to my music. I'm ready.
What about when you're hitting pads? Do you feel like your punches are weak and stuff like, oh, I'm weak? You don't ever get that?
Fast.
You feeling fast?
I be having to pull back because I get excited. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's like a dream for me. You know how you ever had that?
Can't run fast enough.
You can't hit fast in the dream. It's like that when I'm warming up.
Really?
I was nervous.
It always felt like that.
Most of the time. But I don't remember. When he asked me that question about the jitter, I don't remember because, like I said, I'm two people, and so like
you're in a different place.
Yeah, I be like backstage joking around and laughing and stuff like that. But when they say, "All right, you up?" Like a lot of times Switch come on and it's Rampage. But I remember one time Rampage didn't show up. For a couple fights he didn't show up, but one time he didn't show up because I remember when you're holding stage and you're finna walk out there, one of the guys he dropped something and I bend down and pick it up for him. I'm like,
You ain't even in your mode.
Rampage would never been down and pick up nothing for nobody. So I was like, damn, I gotta go out there. I had to go out there and fight.
How did the fight go?
I can't remember which one won. I probably
You just
won.
remember the feeling.
I remember,
not being present.
yeah, because I got so many fights mixed all up in my memories.
Yeah.
So I can't remember. I can't tell you which date I fought people, this like that. But I remember that's a memory that I would never forget. Like, damn, I got to go out there and fight.
Yeah.
Rampage ain't showing up. Sometimes he just don't show up.
Yeah.
It's been fights. I remember in Japan, like Rampage didn't show up. I won, some I lose. It's just weird.
That's crazy. How many times did you fight total in your career?
I don't even know my record.
Bro, it's outrageous.
Yeah,
How many times you competed, bro?
Yeah, I probably like 50 something.
Don't nobody fight that much no more.
No,
It's
they don't.
rare.
Not
It's rare.
what he did.
Yeah.
And even like to become a champion nowadays, you don't have to have that many fights.
Yeah.
You got double-digit fights. You in the conversation.
He has over 51 fights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
You have your 38 wins, 14 losses, 0 draws. You have 19 knockouts by
19
TKO.
I got 19 knockouts.
And you
That's a lot.
got 5. Yeah,
I got 5 submissions.
yeah, but I don't need to say the rest. But yeah,
Huh.
but
How
I mean,
much-
bro, you went on a
so-
tear though. One thing, and just
Go ahead.
while we're on this, from 1999 to 2007, you fought at least 3 times, at least 4 times a year.
Damn.
Yeah, I used to
So-
fight 6 times a year when I was fighting in Japan. I think.
In 2000, you fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. In 2001, you fought 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, almost 10 times. 2002, you fought 3 times. 2003, you fought like 7 times.
God,
2004, you
that's
fought
activity.
3 times.
Yeah.
Well, 2004, you fought 3 times. 2005, you fought 3 times. 2006, you fought twice. 2007, you fought 4. 2008, you fought 3.
Bro,
Activity.
I lost,
Activity, bro.
I lost a lot of friends though.
Why?
Yeah, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
because you know, I was a single dad and I had my head down. I was just training and stuff
Yep.
like that. And a lot of my friends, they didn't understand it.
You
They-
can't be what they want you to be when you're doing that.
Yeah.
I lost a lot getting here too. A lot, bro. I hate it. It break my heart because I wanted to share this with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted them to be a part of this, but like they didn't want to stay down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I got a couple that's
Yeah,
solid.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They part of it.
Yeah, most friends, they don't understand. They think that
Selfish.
you met new friends, do this. The only new people I was meeting, people in the gym, sparring
Training
partners, stuff like
partners,
that. But I remember those days now. I was just,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like a blur now. To me, it's kind of like a blur because it's just I was doing it for different reasons. You know, I wanted to be successful and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bro, you have the shortest reach almost out of everybody you fought.
How long is
What?
Yeah.
I got short arms?
You had a 73-inch reach. The only guy that had a closer reach to you was Vanderlei Silva, who had a 74.
What?
crazy.
Yeah.
I got short arms?
Yeah.
I always thought I had long
Mine's
arms.
71 and a half, and I'm
Yeah.
a bantamweight, bro.
Yeah, like even
I'm like
even
that close to you, dog.
even Chael Sonnen is 74.
Hey, but there's some power in them things, though. That's all that
Oh
matters.
my god,
Yeah, there's some power
short
in them
but
things.
sweet.
Come
That's
on.
what they call Rampage.
Yeah.
But, no.
Ah, you always
What?
bring it back, dog.
No.
You can expect that with him,
nah,
bro. I'm
yeah,
starting to learn.
No girl ever called me short but sweet.
I would hope none of these people were girls. They all look like legends. Marvin Eastman, Matt Lindland, Chuck Liddell, Dan Henderson, Forrest Griffin. Bro, not to just keep talking about you, but look at this run. Bustamante, Vanderlei Silva, Chuck Liddell, Vanderlei Silva, Mauricio Ruja, Yoki, Yoon, Lindland, Eastman, Liddell, Henderson, Griffin, Silva, Jardine, Evans, Machida, Hamill, John Jones, Bader, Teixeira, Beltran.
Hold up.
That's
All
what you
I
did
gotta
in
ask
2
this.
years.
I don't want to make this all about you either, but I can't believe I'm asking you these questions because it's cool. But listen, when you got to that level and you was fighting nothing but legendary names, did it ever become normal to you to be fighting nothing but legends, or did it always feel like, damn, I'm fighting people that nobody in the world is better than?
No, I never even thought about that. I was thinking about how much money I was making.
Really?
Yeah, like shit, how much I'm getting paid. Fuck it. It's a fight.
That's crazy.
I like
bro.
fighting.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's crazy you say that because it's so true.
Because that's how I think about it. It's like, even now, bro, I'm far from fighting legends, but I'm fighting names that I've known years before I got into the UFC. And it's like, sometimes I think like, Cameron Simon trains with Dricus Duplessis, world champion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fighting guys that like have names, reputations, resources I don't have. And it's like, I think about that sometimes.
Why
It
though? Why? Because you probably got a strong mind, but some people it can psych them out.
It don't psych me out.
Oh, okay.
It don't psych me out because I know what I got.
Well, as long as it
right?
don't psych you out.
It don't psych me out because I know what I'm about. Like when I went into my last fight and they had me at outrageous odds. People was like, how's that pressure feel? I'm like, bro, I've been thought I was like that. It's cool that everybody else believe it now, but I knew I was gonna knock him out. It was in my heart.
Yeah.
Like I know what I'm capable of. So like it don't mess with me psychologically, but it is kind of still like if I take a step back, it's like, damn, like I'm fighting these guys, I'm fighting those guys.
Now that you know talking about, I think about it, I think maybe it was a little bit of arrogance with it because I felt like I came from Pride.
Yeah.
And Pride was the bigger organization. And I felt like the rules was tougher. And like the rounds was longer. It's like 10-minute rounds, and it's like tougher. I felt like Pride had the tougher opponents.
At the time, did you feel like Pride was better fighters than UFC?
Yeah.
Was it though?
Yeah, because we fighting guys that's on steroids.
Yeah, facts.
Did you guys feel I never asked you this actually though. Did you feel like when the Pride guys started coming over to the UFC, you guys were the big dogs? Like UFC was the Bellator?
Yeah. That's how we
say it like
crazy.
that.
Yeah. That's how
when you put it that way though, yeah,
that's how it was.
Yeah, because y'all was the premier organization.
Yeah,
and y'all had the best athletes in the world.
Yeah,
and that was the crossover.
Right, and UFC was like the Bellator to us. That's how I felt coming. That's why.
Yeah.
But the thing is though, you see who lasted long in Pride though, the ones that really wasn't juicing or the ones that could, I guess, adapt to being more natty. I hate to say that about my comrades, but yeah, like Dan Henderson lasted, Crow Cop, you know what I'm saying? Anderson Silva, he took over. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because they wasn't relying on that boost.
Mark Hunt and stuff, but the other guys, you know,
fell off a little bit.
Yeah, but you know, Alistair Overeem, he did good and stuff. A lot of us came over there and showed out. But you see some of the guys that kind of like faded away and stuff. They didn't do because they probably couldn't adjust to being natty. Yeah, and everybody assumed that I was on juice too.
Because what you was doing to people.
Yeah.
It's probably psychological too though. Like even if they could have transitioned successfully, feeling like they didn't have something that they did have that whole time, I'm sure it changed the way they fought. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because not to disrespect Vanderlei, but he wasn't the same beast he was in UFC as he was in Pride. It could have had something to do with age and stuff like that, but I know Vanderlei was juicing 100%. You know what I'm saying? I just know he was.
Yeah.
And I heard though, when you juice and then you come off it changed your mentality too, your mental, because you don't have as much confidence.
Yep.
So that's why.
Yeah, it ain't worth the psychological damage. It's not.
Do we feel right now with everything going on, we see a lot of these guys like Patchy Mix and Pitbull, and we saw Chandler. We see a lot of guys transitioning from Bellator over to the UFC. It seems like they're having a hard time. I like Patchy Mix. I think he's phenomenal. Yeah. His only loss was the Juan Archuleta, who's another phenomenal fighter. But like, seems like they can't get it done in the UFC. Does the UFC really cause that much jitter or that much stress on these guys that are good? Like,
well, that's crazy. You say that. Like, my first fight in Pride, I was fighting in front of almost 70-some thousand people. And my first fight in UFC, I think I was fighting in front of almost 30,000 people. And I had more jitters for that UFC fight than I did for that Pride fight. It's just the energy that the UFC bring, like the American fans. So that it affected me. I heard the rumor about the UFC jitters, and I didn't think it was true. I'm like, this shit's not going to affect me. But when I fought Marvin Eastman, that was my first rematch. Yeah, the guy who kicked the shit out of me, my first pro fight. Bro, I was nervous as hell until like after the first round. Normally, as soon as I punch him, that's why you watch my fights most time. I just walk up to him and start fighting. I don't like that feel around shit. Because the first punch.
That's when you get going.
That's when I get going. And that's when all the nerves gone. Like, you in it now.
Yep.
I don't like that all dancing around. I'm like, fuck it. We in this cage. Fuck it. Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that fight, the whole first round, I was still nervous.
Yeah, I bought into the narrative of the UFC being like the premier organization, not just for like the quality of the show and entertainment, but for talent as well. Because like you said, like those guys cross over and they do struggle. And I do think a lot of it is the jitters, but I mean, I think the UFC is the best organization in the world for MMA. Yeah. Like, it's people like me who come in and like just look like they can compete on such a high level so early in their careers. And I think it's just because the UFC knows how to like pick their talent, man. It's the cream of the crop.
Yeah, the UFC is for sure the biggest MMA organization in the world. And,
no doubt about it.
Love him or hate him, Dana White, he's done a great job with his sport, and you gotta respect him for that.
Yeah, for sure.
He will go down in history as one of the best promoters, and now he's
powerful.
Now he's taking over boxing. He's going to take over. He's going to take over boxing. Which,
you think so?
I think so.
He's co-promoting it with Netflix.
Netflix, yeah. How y'all feel about that fight?
That's got to be all Canelo. I think Bud is one of the best fighters, but I think this is like Canelo's last hurrah, and I don't think he ain't gonna lose.
So hold up, how did y'all feel when Bud was finna fight Errol Spence? Did y'all think it was gonna be more competitive, or did y'all think Bud was gonna do that?
I don't think anybody besides Canelo could beat Bud. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
I think Bud's the best.
But you
most
think
technical.
Canelo's that standard?
I think Canelo's the greatest thing we've ever seen in boxing.
Ever.
The way he's able to sit there and bang with you, the way he's able to understand the fighter, his IQ is phenomenal. The way he's able to adapt, he fought so many legends, he's been under so many crowds.
I agree.
He checks all the boxes. But the one thing that I do feel is that if there is someone that could beat him, it would be Bud. I think Bud is the most technically sound boxer of our generation.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
But the problem is he's got to go against the GOAT. It's like two current GOATs going against
And then
each other.
he's fighting up too,
Yeah,
right? So
who? Canelo?
nah, Bud. Bud's moving up to
has
fight
Canelo only lost one fight?
No, he lost two fights. He lost to
Mayweather,
and then
Bivol.
he lost to Bivol.
Yeah.
And Bivol got a crazy style too.
So
But Canelo moved up a lot to fight him.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
So was that fight competitive against?
Yeah, but it was clear. It was clear. It was clear. But Canelo, I do believe is one of the best to do it. But I thought the Bud and Errol Spence fight was gonna be closer because Errol Spence is like notorious for being one of the most technically sound boxers ever. And Bud made it look like they didn't even belong in the same city. So when I see somebody like that rise that much because of the level of competition, it makes me feel like it can be done again. So I feel like there's a small possibility that when Bud comes out there and fights Canelo, he once again rises under that pressure, under those lights, and shows us something that's, another level of him. He could do it, but I do think that it's an uphill battle because Canelo is the standard. You know what I mean?
You really like boxing, huh?
Love it.
Is that your favorite martial art, as you know?
Yeah, because when I got into MMA, like my time was split between, no exaggeration, watching Conor McGregor and boxing. If I was watching MMA, I was just watching Conor McGregor, and then I was watching Floyd, I was watching Canelo, I was going back watching the old stuff, Mike Tyson, like the Four Kings, Roberto Duran, like bro, those guys, man, it's just something about boxing. And then I believe in MMA, boxing is respected, but people don't realize how successful you can be with good technical boxing and then the baseline and everything else with striking. Like, I mean, look at Ilya, like he don't throw no head kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't really even use his grappling, but his boxing is so far ahead of everybody else that he's been that successful. And it's because like the principles of boxing still apply to MMA. You got to have a jab in MMA, and most MMA's guys' jabs just don't have that technical soundness that people like Ilya have. So like, man, I love boxing. I love it.
Would you like to spar Tapur?
Yeah. If I could spar him, bro, like, man, look, man, all these, being in the conversation with all these names now is still crazy to me. So like being able to work with somebody like him and like feel what it feels like to work with somebody that's the pinnacle of, fighting right now, I can't imagine what it's like.
Yeah,
So,
I would like to watch that. I would like to watch that spar.
I was trying to pull up this video. It's one of the best videos ever of Mirko Krokop knocking out Vanderlei Silva in Pride. One of my favorite fights of all time.
Bro, that was nasty. That was a nasty fight.
Literally,
what did he knock him out with?
like a side head kick. Mirko Krokop.
But you gotta respect Vanderlei for taking that fight because Krokop was a heavyweight.
See, all this stuff,
Yeah.
I wasn't around, and then like I wasn't even like tied in with people who was around back then.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm new gen.
Did
like,
you watch a lot of Pride?
Hell no,
Never.
bro. He was playing in the sandbox.
Yeah, never.
We're the
bro.
same age though.
But I
You were
didn't.
playing in
I
the
had no
sandbox.
knowledge of MMA for real until 2017.
yeah, I've
like
been
that's
watching
when
MMA
it
since I was
started.
10.
Yeah, I ain't know nothing about it, bro.
I can see that. I mean, Mirko Krokop probably has one of the strongest, most deadliest arsenal of kicks and power that the world will ever see, and they don't even talk about him enough. The way he was able to fight Vanderlei Silva, and then the way he was able to kick him like that, and to take down a guy like the Axe Murderer with a head kick, because it kind of like hits the side of his head after a crazy exchange. But Vanderlei's just sitting there. And
Do you know who Krokop is?
Is he the one that had the checker short? Half of
Yeah.
it was checker short. Yeah, I know. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this, because I have this funny debate with my friends all the time, and they hate me for it. But you know how like they talk about how Jordan changed basketball, and like back then they was dribbling, looking at the ground, and like athletes today, like they would smoke those athletes back then. Do y'all feel like it's similar with MMA? Like the athletes today, like the pound for pound best right now, if you put them up against the pound for pound best 20 years ago, would it be close?
I was thinking about this because y'all doing different stuff that we was doing. Like y'all got new chokes, like those Darce chokes and all those different ninja chokes. Y'all got all these different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. So you take all this new technique that y'all doing, like the oblique kicks and all those like you know how you guys, that's how y'all poking, that's how y'all poking people in the eye and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we didn't do all that shit. Yeah. Y'all doing all this different shit. Yeah, I think that I kind of think that the new age fighters probably have like the edge, especially with all the new techniques in MMA, the jiu-jitsu shit and the oblique kick, man, that should get y'all shot back in the day.
A lot of the
though.
new fighters are athletes. They're fully versed in multiple martial arts at a high level. And in the old days, everybody was fighters and they were versed in specialists. I mean,
but we were training on the job. So I came to MMA as a wrestler, and I didn't even start taking Muay Thai kickboxing until after I fought Sakuraba, after my first fight in Pride. So I was just training wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Like I had pretty good jiu-jitsu, but I never even really had a stand-up coach. I was just punching and hitting the bag and had people holding pads on me, but I didn't really have a coach, right? Yeah. But now you got people coming to the sport knowing the three main martial arts. So I would say that you guys would be well more versed. But back then though, you have somebody that's really good at wrestling, like Kevin Rounderman. Say you got somebody like Kevin Rounderman, and he's fighting somebody he's fighting Anthony Smith right now. I think Kevin Rounderman would just take him down and try to ground and pound. That would be his thing. Yeah. But Kevin Rounderman, he was okay at jiu-jitsu, but he wasn't no guy. And Muay Thai, boxing, he was very like unorthodox. You could tell he was on the job training. These guys coming in right these days, you new breeds, y'all know everything. You know? So I think y'all got the advantage. But
and the bang, like these guys stood in the middle of this ring and and just banged.
Yeah, I've seen.
And they didn't care. They didn't care for the show. They cared to just fight. I mean, they cared for the fighting show, but they didn't care for the I'm gonna do this technique and then do that technique and then show my skills in all these different martial arts. I mean, look at these guys. They're the biggest warriors the world's ever seen. This is what inspired everybody to want to be a fighter in my era, in my generation.
And now I'm gonna keep it 100. I think a lot of the new age fighters don't have that fighter heart, the fighter spirit. I feel like the new ones they're great athletes. And they learn in martial arts and stuff like that. They're fans of the sport. And no fans, no sport. And so I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I just wish that a lot of fighters would fight with their warrior spirit. You know,
it's the same criticism for boxing. Like those guys back then was willing to go to war and leave their life in there. And today, you know, it's a point system. Like people want to win, hit, don't get hit, and get out with no damage and make as much money as they can. So it's the same.
There's another thing that's different that now that wasn't a factor is social media. So I'm gonna tell you, even in social media, because right now the fans could come and tell you exactly how they thought your fight went. You know what I'm saying? They can come right in, you open up your DMs, or you post something, they telling you, oh, you suck.
The internet is wicked,
right?
I tell you that, boy.
Yeah, so that would give you more motivation to fight. Like, I can't lose. I can't lose. I can't lose.
Of course.
But it'd be in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I still fought. Last time I fought was 5 years ago. So I still had to deal with those comments. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's a factor. But back in the day, like you had to go to this website
to see it.
You
got to get a lot more like
Shirt Dog underground forum, just to see people talking shit about you.
It's right there in your face now.
It's right. They come right to you. And one thing I do like about the new generation, y'all weigh-ins and stare downs, it's like a fashion show now. You know how you guys out dressing up. Oh yeah.
Nah, I like the culture around it. Like I love that. Even though it's a lot of bad that come with all the promotion and social media and stuff about it, it's so much more that you get out of a fight. Like you get to see these guys training camp so much more. You get to see their personal stuff that they putting on their social media. So many more interviews. Like these clips are coming in rapidly, building up these fights. They doing that embedded. It's so much that you get out of it, but like it's a double-edged blade because like the psychological part of it that weighs on the fighter. Like, man, I feel bad for like people like Devin Haney. Bro, like they gotta have like an iron mind, you know what I mean? Because it just takes one. It takes one fight. Even like Tank. Like Tank just had that fight with Roach, and he went from being the best thing ever to touch boxing to being like, he all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how like it can just flip on a dime like that.
How you feel about Devin Haney suing motherfuckers and shit? How that make you feel about a boxer?
It's heartbreaking because, you know, I mean, he a career athlete, right? So like for me and you, right? Like we grew up and we had to live real life. You understand what I'm saying? So like, bro, I ain't never had wanted to sue nobody. And a lot of people done did a lot of stuff to me, but like that's just not the way that like we would handle our problems respectfully. So like when it's somebody that I like so much as Devin Haney, like take that route, you know, especially when it's something that happened in a boxing match, it breaks my heart because I wish, you know, he wouldn't do something like that lowers people's respect for him like me and you because we come from a different place, you know. And at the end of the day, he looks like us. So it's people like us that root for him. Right. You know what I mean? So it's kind of heartbreaking.
If Dana doing boxing promotion and stuff like that, would you be interested in doing a crossover?
That's my goal. I'm trying to make some millions, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but Dana ain't paying that though.
I wouldn't know. That's it. Like you said, bro, like at the end of the day, I love fighting. I love what I do. I love everything that come with it. But like, you know, never forget the reason I'm doing this is to be like financially stable. I don't never want to go back to construction. I want my son to be able to have everything that he wants. Like, I don't want to have to be paying bills check by check ever again. So like, you know, it's about the money. So if I get that big crossover opportunity, that's what I'm doing. But you know,
set yourself up and get you like a TV agent. Learn how to act and do all that stuff too. Yeah, set yourself up with that. With that, go that genre. Yeah, because
great call.
Yeah.
For sure. My management on it.
I think also just keeping your circle tight. You have amazing agents like Jacob and Jason who care about you. Rampage always talks about how important it is. He has a great agent and a great manager who's always behind him. And once you find that good click, like he's got a guy who lives and dies for Rampage, good or bad. He's always looking out for Rampage. And that's what you need. You need someone who wants to look out for you, who understands where you're going though. Because I think the one thing that's different with a lot of managers and agents nowadays, they don't see where the game's going. So it's hard for them because they're so stuck. Oh, I only make my money doing this. But then they see their people making money off movies or music or brand deals. And it's like, oh, I don't get money off that. I'm not a contractual manager. I'm a marketing manager. Right. So you always want to keep your team tight. We've dealt with 200-300, podcasts these last 2 years. We've never had a single issue with anybody. Well, actually we had one, but that was about it. And the whole main thing is that everybody understands their team. So like from booking the talent to the talent getting a fight to then the talent putting out content, that's a brand deal.
Right.
Kind of in a way, We don't pay a lot of fighters, we try to help them as much as we can.
Yeah.
But it's always about working with the team around you. I think one of the biggest things fighting doesn't have, when I say fighting, I'm talking about jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, UFC, you name it. They don't have an ESPN that's all day. We have ESPN, but they don't have this one central system that says like, hey, Gillette wants to work with you now.
Yeah.
Or hey, like the Olympics are coming. Well, UFC ain't in the Olympics. So how are they gonna, maybe they could do judo or something.
That's why honestly, this is what I thought the UFC was going to be by now. I thought that by year 2025, some fighters would be paying Dana to fight.
Really?
You know why?
Why?
Endorsements.
Like being able to make much more than what they invested.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
to get back.
That's why I don't have that though yet. Because they don't have shorts.
I'm new to this, right? So like this fight money, I'm seeing the biggest money I've seen. But I hear people talk about like the money you get outside the cage. Is it really that?
Depends.
Depends.
Yeah. Bro, back in my day, like some fighters were making 100, 200, 300K just off endorsements off the shorts with all the sponsors.
Chuck Liddell told me one fight he made $500,000 off his shorts. $500,000.
Bro, that's wild.
But Rampage, for example, when he was with Affliction, had one of the highest selling t-shirts of all time. They sold like 200,000 t-shirts.
Everybody had that shit on. Yeah. Everybody had it on, bro.
I was killing.
Still wearing it.
Bro, I was killing it though.
Yeah.
I love Affliction.
That's what I'm saying. Like Rampage just on that t-shirt alone, if you got $10 a t-shirt,
and
then $10 times 200,000.
And then Dana White stopped. All the fighters was wearing Affliction and walking out to the cage.
Yeah.
Dana White stopped it when Affliction, they made a stupid mistake.
Yeah.
They tried to do their own MMA show.
Went
against the grain.
Yeah. Dana White was like, y'all can't wear that shit no more.
Well, the bad thing is that sometimes greed, it'll take over a business, but it'll also take over your ego, because then what ends up happening, you stop getting these knockouts. We don't want to sit down with you because you got to deal with Calvin Klein. We want to sit down with you because you killing people in the cage.
Yeah.
And then that's where things kind of go sideways. A lot of people give Luke Rockhold a bad rep because they talk about this Ralph Polo Lauren deal he did, and he was the international face of fighting, and he was in every airport. But what people don't understand is Luke had the belt, lost the belt, took some time off, became an international model, made a bunch of money, and then said, I'm going to come back to fighting because that's what he truly loved.
Right.
When people paint the right picture, Luke was showing everybody a roadmap. Rampage was fighting. While he was fighting, he was filming A-Team and filming movies and doing big deals. He was the first guy to bring Reebok to the UFC. Yeah. So like, there's massive deals here for everybody. You just gotta have a good team around you.
Right.
You know, and how do you use the money?
Yeah,
Get
that money. Don't worry about what people say. Like, you get a lot of people as soon as you sign like a endorsement deal, sell out. Fuck, man.
There you go. There's the head kick from Mirko Krokop.
Yeah,
Vanderlei Silva with the left leg.
Bro, don't even listen to those people. Yeah. That's part of it, you know. But as long as you identify with the brand that you're repping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if
stay true to yourself.
Yeah,
for sure.
But even that, I ain't gonna lie. Even that, like say right now, I don't smoke weed. I used to. I don't smoke weed. But if a reputable weed company want to sponsor me on something, But
he kick streaming, so it makes sense. Yeah. He's just saying, they just sponsoring the stream, they supporting the movement, allowing him to buy more camera equipment. Yeah. See, so then it plays into it. You got to be authentic. That's something we've all learned from Rampage too when dealing with fighters. We were like, hey, we want to sponsor this guy. I want to work with this guy. I'm building a big jiu-jitsu team, fight team. Rampage like, let's get people that gel with everybody. Rampage like, let's get people that want to work with Coach Yogi. Let's get people that want to be here at the Jaxxon house. We spent a lot of money building this Jaxxon Media House. We don't run ads on this podcast. We just hope everybody that watches the show supports us, buys the chains, buy our brand new watch. You got the JX2 on.
Boy, it's stupid,
we keep it authentic to what we have. Yeah. But we learned that from the OGs. Like, we got to always take time to learn from the people before us. I learned a lot from this guy. Yeah, we mess around all day, but I'm always learning from him, my dad, my mom, even me and my partner. We're always, hey, how can we help build a better community? Yeah. It helps. It really does.
I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like, when I pulled up to the compound and like they were showing me the different rooms and buildings and like coffee shop right there, the studio, working with Coach Yogi, bro, y'all got something that's like, I've never even heard of a concept like this. You understand what I'm saying? So like, nah, this is sick. This is innovative, bro. And
it's good. Bear's a genius. He works hard. You know, I make fun of him all the time and everything, but real talk, man. He MMA tried to bury me. You know, like Bellator, UFC, they never show it in my clips and stuff no more. The problem is that I don't give a fuck because I ain't never fight to be famous and stuff like that. But I just noticed that they did it, and I didn't say nothing because I didn't care.
Of course.
But then Bear was like, man, let's do this, and then Bear started putting out a lot of clips and stuff on me on
social media.
Yeah, social media. Now young kids and stuff know who I am.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. Even though I didn't 25 years ago, you don't start fighting to be famous. Mm-hmm. So it's a good thing. But the kid works hard, and he got me back relevant again. I'm keeping 100 stuff like that, and I like it. It make me more positive. I get to be here and joke around with all the guys because I like laughing and stuff like that. But now you see what we got going on here. You go and do something like this in your hometown. Is this something
that's
you like?
That's the plan. Yeah, nah, for sure. I want to, like, a big part of, like, everything I do, like, I always say Augusta. I always say 706. I always, like, shout out my city because, like, I see how much Augusta doesn't have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have no MMA. Like, the youth is, like, so misguided. You know what I mean? And, like, they don't have somebody they look up to that's like, nah, I got in the trades and made a good living for myself. I got into MMA and changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have that kind of resource. And, like, that's my plan. Like, I wanna bring that to the city.
Do y'all got tortas?
If that's what I think it is, yeah. They everywhere.
They got everything you need.
Everywhere.
Hey, you want to go to his gym for the weekend and live stream and hang out with him in Augusta?
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
You got to go out there and live stream.
Yeah.
That'd be hard.
Before we let you go, we got to let you know we got our brand new show, Jaxxon Behind the Brand. There was some chaos today when you got here.
Yeah, it was.
We was filming.
That's what that is?
Well, we film every day.
Okay.
It's chaos. Okay. But we got this brand new show, Jaxxon Behind the Brand, and we have already 12 episodes. We show everybody a little bit of everything that goes on here. Like you were talking about, this Jaxxon Media House is a crazy time.
Yeah.
That's Rampage and a side piece Cheese. They go out and they do all, what the fuck? Nah, you know what I meant. But we do crazy stuff every day. But the goal is, like I said, we want to get back to moto, jiu-jitsu, MMA.
Yeah.
Strawberry Shortcake love filming me from the side. He think I don't be knowing what's going on. I see him.
Man, you stay pointing the camera at me and shit. Be posting stuff on stories.
What up?
You shaped like a sherbet.
Fuck you. See, I just do this for my subs on Instagram.
Okay.
You got an Instagram sub? What they get to see? Your toes? What is this?
I'm not.
What is this? Only Rampage?
I'm not.
Show them what we got. The Jaxxon Behind the Brand. There's Hunter Lawrence, Jet Lawrence, the two fastest kids ever ride Supercross. These kids are insane. Yeah, they're part of our team, our athletes. Yeah. Rampage Jaxxon. He won the international hot dog eating contest last Thanksgiving. I'm not talking just about you. I'm talking, Twitch, a legendary freestyle motocross rider.
Damn.
He basically invented freestyle motocross. And then you got, all the boys, Rampage. And this is Nicky Rod. It's just chaos every day. We
I
ride
was
the
about to
bikes around the
say, y'all
neighborhood.
should be able to have your own like government over here, bro.
Bro, we
Like, y'all got
our
your own little village. You
Our
know what
own
I'm
village.
saying?
We got both sides of the block now. Now we got Santo Studio on the other side with the recovery and wellness and the brand new gym. Yeah, Jaxxon's
so
trying to do it
hard,
different, bro. As long as we keep growing, we want to keep supporting everybody who supports us.
For sure.
First of all, thank you for coming. Second of all,
for having me.
I know you're going to have an incredible career. You got to stay disciplined, got to stay focused. And most importantly, Rampage, thank you for being a good example to what these fighters should be aiming to be, which is down to earth, humble, respectful, and at the same time, always giving free game. Because a lot of people be trying to shelter game.
I ain't no role model though, but
No?
nah. But
Well, I
you might
like
not
everything
feel
you
that
do
way,
except going in jacuzzi with a bunch of dudes. Besides that, you my favorite guy. Yo, thanks for watching the Jaxxon podcast. We
Fuck
out.
you.